maybe cracking the pack is part of
Add
that.
to the
I mean, if it's called
authenticity.
Crack the Pack.
Yeah,
it's
okay. All right.
All right, whenever you're ready.
Everyone relax. This is TOFOP. I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Will Anderson. Hello, and thank you for watching.
And we're going to start with our brand new segment, Crack That Pack.
You were going to pre-crack the pack.
I was going to pre-crack the pack, but I figure, like, if this is the name of the segment, we should do the cracks.
Yeah, we haven't decided it is, but I like it, Crack the Pack.
Yeah, now, this is the...
G'day, pack crackers.
So last week we sampled the Patent Sticks Anzac biscuits, which I was not a fan of.
Should we
Will-
give like them? I
a
realised
rating.
at the end we probably should have given like some sort of new. Do we want like a
Should we
numerical
make it
rating?
a tier list? Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Where it's S is at the top and then it goes A, B, C, D, E, F. I
What's
think.
F? What's
What
S?
does that stand for?
S tier is like ultimate tier. This is like
S tier. Is that what young
this
people
is really
they call it? S
this
tier.
is what
on,
young
hang on.
people say. Is
Okay.
if something is
Oh,
the
God.
best, it's S tier.
It's S tier.
What
Where
does
does
the
S
S
tier come
represent?
from?
That's a great question. I've seen
Amy,
people
can you
love
do
to
some
rank things
research?
in these lists.
So hang on, it goes
Can
S
you
what?
work out what S tier? Can you please just Google what S tier is and where it comes from? Because I would love to know.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm absolutely here for
Superb
some
or
S.
super is what it's
Oh,
meant to be.
super.
Okay.
It started
Yeah,
in
okay.
like video game culture, this tier
Ah,
listing
yeah,
thing.
great.
And so what goes after S?
A.
A.
S?
And
Yeah.
it's traditional.
And then S is
Oh,
at the
B.
top, and
Yeah.
then it's just the regular A, B, C, D, E, F,
Yeah.
like
So
a
back.
numerical.
Okay.
And what's the lowest ranking?
F.
Okay.
F. Oh,
Alright.
yeah, like in...
And
Yeah,
as in,
okay.
okay, so like,
Yeah, okay.
like school
Same as
ranking.
like
yeah,
a
great.
school ranking, but then S
I-
is like the absolute ultimate best in the
Okay,
world.
that's great.
I give Pat
Yeah.
and Sticks
Uh-huh.
Anzac biscuits a C minus.
C minus, you say. I'm going to give them a C plus.
Okay, well that's all right. I'm okay with that. Now today we're trying something brand new. We when we went into Coles, we said let's pick something we've never eaten
Yeah.
before. So this is I've never heard of this company, Griffin Marvel's Golden Gaytime biscuits.
Yeah.
Sorry, Golden Gaytime inspired biscuits. They put the inspired.
The inspired
is
is
in
very tiny
small
print.
So I must admit, in terms of Gay Times, the ice cream, I had fallen off Gay Times in a big way. Like hadn't had one in a number of years, and then I went to the shop with Iona, and she wanted to try one.
Yeah.
So we got one together. And
Because the thing is, it's hard to have a gay time on your own, Charlie.
is that their slogan?
Oh yeah, don't you remember
No, I
that
don't
was
remember
like
at all.
that was the old advertising campaign was like it's hard to have a gay time on your own.
That's not funny in any way. In a modern context, I see no humour in that at all.
Well done. That was a test. so when you and your daughter were having a gay time together.
And I was like, "Oh, this is a great,
good
It's
ice
a
cream.
good, solid, reliable
Yeah.
ice cream. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
agree.
It's got biscuits
Tasty.
and the caramel and
Not too heavy.
not too big.
No.
It's like Maxibons. I always feel like it's too
Love
much.
the way you said that, by the way.
Maxibon.
Maxibon.
What do you
Very
call it?
classy.
Maxibon.
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 And I would know.
Oh yeah.
Of all people, I'd
Now,
know.
one video that has not died, it still exists. And time to time, people like to send it to you, don't they? They love
do.
to send it in. Okay, so we've cracked the pack.
Yeah.
You take that.
Thank you.
one.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh,
I've got to say, I do not like the look of them.
okay.
It's not an appealing look. So it's just your traditional round chucky biscuit
Yeah.
with some crushed biscuit on top. It's biscuit, right?
Yeah.
Not nuts. All right, shall we go?
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. You go first. I like that when you go first. I like to get your initial reactions to what's going on here. So Charlie's led away from the microphone. He's learnt from last week to a little bit more technique. Okay. I'm going to say just on initial facial expressions, I reckon it's going to be ahead of the Patent Sticks, but maybe not much is what I'm getting
I would
from your...
say they're about even. I'm not impressed. again.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
Yeah, and Will's going to take his bite. He's going way back from the mic, taking his dainty little bite that he likes to take. He does this weird thing where he folds his arms over himself like a coquettish girl trying her first cigarette. Will's coming back to the mic. He doesn't seem that impressed either. I think the chocolate's a bit manky.
I'm not sure if I like this.
No, I definitely won't be having another one.
It's
I don't even
artificial,
if I'm
very
gonna-
artificial
Yes.
flavoured.
It tastes
Well,
cheap.
also, Golden Gay Times don't really have chocolate.
Yeah. Hey. Didn't even think of that.
Like they need, I assume they need the chocolate for like the biscuity part to adhere to, because usually it's just on ice cream.
You're right.
No,
but what
Like
is the
Golden
coating?
Gaytime
It's
doesn't have
normally
like
on
a hard
it's
chocolate.
It has
caramel.
like some.
No, it's caramel.
There's a coating.
It's caramel, as the Americans would say.
Yeah, but it's not like a Magnum style hard.
You're right. No,
chocolate,
Amy,
like
you're not
this
even in the
biscuit
room with
is,
this,
you
but
know?
you've nailed it right in the head. The chocolate is the problem. Because the chocolate, it's not high quality chocolate, tastes cheap. And it's clashing with all
like
the other
that
flavors.
Easter
Oh,
chocolate.
and whatever that like creamy center is, it tastes so strongly artificially like
Like medicine.
yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. at
You know
all.
what?
Well, it is, yeah. So it is a chocolate around a Golden Gaytime, but it's very thin. And
Just
then
like
you've
a
got
very thin.
the sort of caramel.
Whereas this is thicker than that.
Yeah. Oh.
Mm. So what's the centre like?
Gross.
Does it taste like a Golden Gaytime?
I just quickly swallowed down
It's like
the rest of the biscuit.
honestly,
That's
I'm,
horrible.
So
I'm only gonna eat half.
it's
Oh, I wish I hadn't done that.
it's sounding like we're dropping down into the D to F.
Oh, that's a
yeah,
fucking
that's
F.
That's an F.
Go fuck yourself.
F. Okay.
I'm going to put my foot down and say no one should have a gay time ever. I'm against gay time.
Because honestly, that almost did make me
In Pride
homophobic.
Month,
That's true.
I think how
made me
rude you were to
homophobe.
Pat and Sticks.
Eh?
Yeah, I know.
Think how rude you were to Pat and Sticks.
I know. I feel
You
bad.
told them to
It's actually
fuck
making you.
themselves
It's
too.
making me want to up my rating on Pat and Sticks because
Yeah.
that we felt like a real. That doesn't even feel like a biscuit. That's confectionery and it's bullshit.
No, that I don't like it.
Oh, I you know what? That's I feel
That is actually
horrible.
You know what? I'm F. I reckon that's an F. That's just a fail. That's like I don't know if I've ever eaten half a biscuit.
Yeah,
This might be the first time ever that I've like put a biscuit down
You know
halfway
when you
through.
have such an artificial sweetener that it gives you a headache?
Yeah, it's
almost?
got real artificial sweetener vibes.
Yeah, like I don't know. Should we look at what the ingredients are?
Yeah, okay. If you can read that little writing, then I'm happy to.
Okay, so sugar,
Yep.
wheat flour, vegetable fat,
Yep,
vanilla crumb,
yep.
wheat flour, glucose syrup, barley malt extract, rising agent, milk solids. Sounds like feces. Cocoa butter, cocoa mass, maltodextrin,
Yeah, you could really taste the milk.
golden syrup, emulsifiers, lecithin, sweet condensed milk, salt, raising agents. Now, you're not telling us the truth. There's more antioxidant 307BI.
Yeah, I reckon that's what we're tasting.
Yeah, raising agent 500.
Oh,
It sounds like some guy works for like ASIO.
Yeah, it's
raising agent. I'm raising agent 500.
agent 500 here to see you, sir.
Ironically, like, why would a thin biscuit like that need a raising agent? What's been
What's it been raising?
vomit? It's raising vomit from the
raising my
my
gut,
bile.
raising my Pat and Sticks from earlier.
That's actually made me never want to do this segment ever again.
You've ruined everything.
That was
Golden Gaytime
such
biscuits.
a bad
Sorry,
call.
But
Golden
at least,
Gaytime.
hopefully, it's only up from here.
Yeah, that's true. Golden Gaytime inspired biscuits. Like, yeah, I mean, this is a real example to me of stay in your own lane.
Should we take suggestions from the audience? Like, should we maybe getting like people can like send in either good
Oh,
or
absolutely.
bad?
I know. I'd be like, I think what we need is a really good one. We've had, I think, a very
Too
sort of like
middling.
middling and now like a disaster. What we need at this point, like honestly, one of the worst biscuits
Yeah.
I've ever had in my entire life.
Terrible.
Like,
And I don't feel bad about it.
so
'cause
much going
Who
on.
the fuck are Griffin Marvels? I feel like we're not going to be concerned about losing.
Well, I
their-
assume this is still like, it's just like, I mean, it's got to be.
Who makes Golden Gay Times? Is that like a
I mean, I don't. There's got to be a big company.
Streets makes
behind
Streets.
it.
Golden Gaytime.
Yeah, but they don't make biscuits. So.
I was trying to look into this company.
It's got the Streets logo.
They don't
I can
really
see
make
it.
other.
I
What did you
reckon
say
this
was
is their
Griffin?
first time ever trying to make a biscuit.
I reckon,
Because
yeah.
based on trying it,
I
I don't
rec-
reckon they
It's
know what a
probably
biscuit
some
is.
kind of like rubber
So the
rubber.
parent company is called Snack Brands Australia,
Oh yeah.
and they mainly make savoury goods. So this is the only sweet thing that's listed on their
We
website.
don't understand how
the
to make
rest is
sweet
all
things.
like
Here we go.
Thins, CC's, Kettle, Cheezels, Natural Chimp Company, Jumpies, Chickadees,
Oh,
Burger
yeah.
Man. Like that's
I mean,
all,
they're,
like,
yeah, all
their
savouries. They're
lucks.
fine.
And this is the single sweet
Sweet.
thing that is listed on their website.
Well, it says here it's also made in New Zealand. So,
Right. Do you think Kiwis have different
You
palate
can
to
blame them for
Australians?
this.
yep. I mean,
that was unpleasant,
yeah.
and I don't think I can do the show. Yeah, well, okay,
Yeah,
that's
all right.
it's been a bad start, a bad 2 weeks for the old crack that pack. So I think we need.
Felt like such a promising segment in regard to the fact that we were just going to get to eat a nice biscuit.
it might cure me of my biscuit cravings.
We just need a good biscuit.
What'll-
Open to suggestions. If people have got an idea for like a good biscuit, tell us what's a guaranteed win.
Yes, guaranteed win. Or if you want to send some in, you can. Care of a listener.
Yeah, you can try those first, and then you tried them a day before.
No, sealed
and
packets.
then
Not. Don't send us homemade biscuits. Well, it's got to be in a sealed pack.
You're saying that people should go down and buy a sealed pack of biscuits and then
send them
send
to
it
us.
to us.
Yeah.
That seems like
Well, I mean, it stops us having to walk up to the Coles to buy 'em.
we could do it beforehand.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Now that we know that this is part of our day.
Oh, so okay, yeah. So
I think if we're doing a record, you and I should be bringing in, like, I should get some biscuits, you should get some biscuits, and
Okay.
we don't tell each other, like, and then we like bring in like
Okay.
a biscuit for the other person to try, maybe.
All right, that's a good idea. So
Maybe for next episode, we both bring in what we think is a good example of a
good biscuit.
good biscuit.
Okay. And do we want to be interesting about it, or can you go mainstream?
Whatever you want to do, man.
All right. I'm going to think about it.
It's pretty early on, so we're just working out. Like,
This is good because I do often walk down the biscuit aisle of my local supermarket and just like have fantasies about, it wouldn't be great to eat that biscuit,
Yeah.
but not really having a reason for it. But now I do.
but now you do. Yeah.
Once a month, I can
Yeah.
buy a biscuit. The challenge will be for me to buy that and not eat them before I get
Yeah.
to the studio,
you have to.
like Winnie the Pooh. Like, it's really hard. I mean, that's what happened with the Jats bloody Tim Tams. Is I bought a packet and ate it, and then had to buy a second pack to bring into the studio. So, I'll What do you think of digestives?
The digestive biscuits
Yeah.
in general.
Yeah,
Do you reckon they help you digest
not
things?
at all. Like,
That
if
you think
anything,
that's
they
just a
can
name?
pack,
Yeah?
can pack
You
your
think
bowel. I mean, maybe shredded wheat on its own has some fibrous content that helps clean you out. But
Yeah. That's what doctors recommend, that you get most of your fiber from
a
digestive
biscuit.
biscuits.
But I do love a digestive.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know when I would have last had a digestive.
Digestive. Did you ever have a?
Sounds like a teen
what are they-
series.
what's it-
Digestive. You know,
What-
like,
What do they?
is that the latest digestive
What's
movie?
that thing Americans love to do where they get like marshmallow
people?
chocolate? No, it's a
A s'more.
s'more.
A small.
A s'more. You get a graham cracker.
Yeah.
And you put marshmallow and chocolate and you toast it. And so it's the same wheat biscuit. A graham cracker is like a digestive biscuit. And it's
Okay.
real good.
Is it?
Yeah. But I'm a big fan of all digestives because they do dark chocolate, they do milk chocolate. And I think it is a underrated high quality biscuit. So that might be my first one. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've had one.
Yeah. I'm
Are you more inclined to dark or milk?
I think milk probably is first choice. But it does depend what the combo is, right?
It's very sweet. So sometimes having darker is better because it offsets the sweetness of the biscuit. I
Yes.
can't believe we've done 3 episodes of
Biscuits. I mean, we're going to do 30, so
Like, do we have to start a new podcast?
Yeah.
Like, saying we're like 2 guys, 1 cup. People are like, we just don't fucking care about football.
2 guys, 1 biscuit.
No, we could just call it 2 guys, 1 cup because we can have a cup of tea in between us. We don't have to like get new artwork made or anything. Maybe just get Foz to add a biscuit to the existing 2
2
guys
biscuits, 1 cup.
of tea. In brackets. All right. Let's biscuit
Yeah,
talk.
let's-
What,
yes,
what,
what
else?
else?
What else we
What
going to
else?
talk about?
What else?
What's in the news?
Else?
What's good?
What else is going on?
All right. I do actually have some mail. We traditionally like to
Okay.
go into the mail bag.
Let's do it.
Oh, actually, this is one thing I did want to open with. This wasn't from mail. This is a private message. This was sent to me by a gentleman, Wade.
Okay.
You remember a while back we talked about being at the airport or anywhere where there's butter on offer and they'll put it on ice, and it's
Yeah.
the annoying thing is how you cool it.
Yes.
And I said,
and you cool it in your armpits.
correct.
Yeah.
Hi, Charlie. I have 100% put butter under my armpit at the buffet to warm it up. My logic was the same as yours, and this is sound advice because I'm a nurse.
I mean, clap that you're a nurse, but I've got my gloves on. I've got my
That was a very
I've got my silencers on.
it was a silent clap.
Because I don't think that being a nurse, like, yes, we understand that is like you don't need to be a nurse for us to identify that under your arms is a warmer part of your body.
But I don't know. I think he's saying hygiene as well. Like a nurse is not going to put something in his mouth that's going to make him sick.
Yeah, but I mean, I wasn't suggesting it was going to make you sick.
Ah, you just thought it was gross.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, is it?
I mean, your crotch is warm.
Where do you keep yours? I can't remember. How do you warm up your butter?
In my
hands. Right. Yeah, but how are you holding your plate when you're filling up at the buffet?
Well, I mean, I
You're
don't.
just gripping it there. And...
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
I guess so.
But also
more heat
between
under your arms.
just between your toasts. That's my.
Oh no, that's dumb.
What do you mean?
That's dumb.
What do you mean?
Because you can't spread it.
Charlie, of course you can.
Hang
spread
on.
it.
So do you cook 2 bits of toast and then put the butter between them, wait for it to melt, then spread
Yes.
it? No, because then you're gonna have one patch of your toast that is soaked in butter. But no, but it's not going to be even.
You keep it in the packet before you're putting it under the.
Oh,
You
that's
put it
pretty
between.
smart. Okay, I got you. I'm on board. But why are they keeping the butter cool anyway?
Because
Doesn't everyone want soft butter?
I mean, yeah, but it's there, maybe there for hours, so it's like probably a health and safety thing
right.
to keep the butter cool.
Okay. No, but no, that's not true because your grandma leaves butter out all
Well,
day.
your grandma's not the health and safety officer at the airport.
But you keep butter in a little butter thing.
Yeah, but also for health and safety reasons, you meant to keep it in the fridge.
Is that true?
Yes. I mean, I know people don't, and they seem to be fine. But I think also it depends on what the temperature of where it is that you live and whatever. But it's like,
Can I ask about bread?
yep.
all the hot button
Yeah,
topics
we've
of the
moved
show.
Well, hot butter topics.
you-
That's what we do, each week.
Do you keep butter up? Do you keep bread out or in the freezer or in the fridge?
Oh, never in the fridge.
Okay, freezer.
It can be in the freezer or out.
Mine goes straight into the freezer.
Oh no, I've got to like. So, all right, yeah, okay. This is a passion of mine. So,
Good.
I have particular breads that like. So there's this one. What's the? Oh God, I'm now literally going to forget the name of the. But it's there's a Sydney specific like sourdough that like they used to have in a whole bunch of restaurants and stuff, but it's only kind of in the eastern suburbs they didn't have it. And like I've been living near where their actual shop is, and so I will go and get that bread. They do a sliced loaf
Yeah.
that you can put in the freezer, and it tastes great toasted. Like you can just take it out of the freezer, put it in the toaster. Their regular bread, like not their sliced one that you package up, Iggy's sourdough,
Okay,
it is called. But I'll go down and get like a little like round sourdough loaf or whatever. That stays out for a couple of days because it's fresh for a couple of days. So I like the freshness of, and then once it's like a couple of days, then it can go in the freezer.
Couple of days.
Couple of days.
Beautiful.
What I call the fritter rule.
Because we don't eat bread enough for us to leave it out. Like, you know, I probably may have a slice of toast a day. Ione is probably the same. Gemma's not really a bread eater. Gluten doesn't have
But
gluten.
a couple of days of fresh bread and then into the freezer. Or keeping a bit out for fresh bread and then put the rest in the freezer.
No, because I feel like if I put it in the freezer, it's always fresh.
Nah, it's not because it's been frozen.
Is that...
You
Is
know
there-
that
but is there
slogan that people use, fresh not frozen?
I know, I get that. But,
Yeah.
but don't you think the decline over 2 days of being out in the open,
Oh,
and then
you think
freeze it,
you
it's
think
going to be
the
worse,
earlier you freeze it,
the better.
the better it is.
It's like cryogenics.
Yeah. Except like cryogenics. That's
Doesn't
a
really
bad
work.
theory.
Yeah. No, I just always figure like because I'm only going to be busting off a slice here and a slice there.
Yeah, I get
It's not
your
enough.
theory, and I subscribe to it to a certain point. I just have a window. I'm probably going through more bread than you immediately as well. Because if I'm buying fresh bread, I've
You're eating
planned
fresh bread.
like some bread related meals, also bed maybe, but bread related meals. So if I'm getting like a whole loaf, particularly by myself, like it'll be a small round like loaf, but that's still probably like if you were just having like toast in the morning, that's probably like a week, right? So you'd have to put that in the. So I would be more like I'm getting that if I'm like I'm going to have soup for dinner tonight, and I'm going to have like a couple of slices of bread, or I'm going to make myself a sandwich, and I'm going to have a couple of slices of
But
bread.
it's almost like bespoke bread. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, this will go with this.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
not-
mine's more of a,
it's not
it's a
a-
utility bread.
Well, that's my freezer one that I could put in immediately in. That's the
Yeah,
cut
right.
one. That's my. I've got bread as a staple, bread on hand in a bread emergency. But otherwise, I am planning. I'm bread first, and then.
Can I also ask, do you make sandwiches?
Yep.
Do you toast the bread when you make a sandwich?
No.
Fuck. I have not had an untoasted sandwich in decades.
Yeah.
I always toast my
See,
sandwich.
I think. Well, so I don't mind a toasted sandwich, as in like.
I don't eat toasted sandwiches. Isn't that weird? I just need.
Yeah, you like to toast the bread in an ordinary
to
sandwich.
the point now where I
That's
get.
because you've got bad freezer bread.
If I've got yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
I mean
but
that's
that is
definitely
why.
true.
That is why.
Because occasionally, like I've bought fresh bread with the intention of making a sandwich, and I'll get it out, and I'll be like, and even though it's fresh, it's not warm, and I'm like, no, I'm going to whack that in the toaster because I want it to have that I want it to be a little bit crispier on the crust and then warm.
What are you putting in the
My
sandwich?
mouth just filled with saliva as I said that. I'm so sorry for anyone listening.
What are you putting in this sandwich?
I love a salad sandwich.
Yeah, so cheese and salad?
Yep, and tuna. Yeah, sometimes.
Okay, all right. And okay, with tuna I could see
If I'm putting tuna in, no cheese. If it's just salad, cheese.
yeah.
Yeah.
But toasted bread
Yeah. Why don't you?
just doesn't work for me.
See, when
Because for me, salad sandwich is all about like freshness and like adding that toasted element just doesn't.
Because all right, so what I'll do is toast avocado.
Yeah.
Then I'll put in the salad elements. And then if it's a good cheese, I'll maybe try and melt that onto the other end. But what I've found is when I've gone to like a deli or whatever, or bought like a store-bought sandwich, because I want that big, thick, salady kind of thing, is that I don't enjoy the bread aspect of it. Like it's lacking crunch or something. It's a textural thing rather than a flavored thing. I want the outside to be crunchy. So in that instance,
How do you feel about a salad wrap?
Oh, no good.
Yeah, okay.
No good.
You like
Salad
it's textural.
roll.
Yeah,
fucking
because
is the
that's
best.
texture. Because
Texture,
you've got
crunch.
the crunch. You're
Exactly.
A crunch guy.
I'm a
Okay.
crunch guy.
You know what? I get that. That's fine.
There's a bakery in Suffolk Park that does these traditional old school like tuck shop.
I know the one you're talking
They're
about.
wrapped in glad wrap.
Yep.
It's like ham and cheese or ham and salad or whatever. And I reckon they've got it nailed. Like it's so old school. It's very traditional. Beetroot's in there, shredded carrot, everything. And it feels like a real meal when you have one of those. And just every element is just.
That's why I
perfect.
like a banh mi. It's got the same sort of like crunch.
Banh mi, my God, yeah. We've talked about that before, haven't we? And you know what? I haven't eaten today. And it's like, as we're recording, we've just gone into 1 p.m. And I think that, like, you're going to find I'm talking about food for the next, like, 40 minutes.
I had the most delicious meal last night. Like I went to a restaurant. We're in Melbourne, and I went to a restaurant in Melbourne I'd never been to called Lucy Lou. It's in the city. It's like an Asian-inspired sort of like.
Spelt the same way as the actress?
I think
She's
Liu. Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
But Lucy Liu.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway, like they did this.
It's a good name for a restaurant.
They did this mushroom kind of like rice paper wrap, like, but it was like more like a kebab, like with crunchy, like, and it was like, anyway, it was like one of those things where you're like, when you're just eating something and you're like, this is actually the nicest food I've eaten in my entire life.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Did I tell you about last time when we did our last show after we finished? I was like, I'm in Melbourne. Did I tell you this? I can't remember. Amy, I might have told the story
Anyway,
before.
whatever.
So
Like,
we
tell
we
stories.
finished our live show, and I was like, oh, fuck, like I'm in Melbourne. Like I've got the world's cuisine at my fingertips.
true.
I'm going to just walk through Chinatown. I'm just going to pick a place at random,
Yep.
and I'm going to have like this like amazing meal. And so it was Saturday night, so obviously it was quite busy, but I found this Korean barbecue place that the queue wasn't too long, so I jumped in the queue. And I was so hungry because, again, I hadn't really eaten during the day. We'd done the show. And I was sitting there and I got to my table and it was all, just traditional barbecue stuff. But they took so long to serve me. Like it was like they brought me my drink and stuff, but then it would have been like 15 to 20 minutes. And they were busy. I get that. But like not even can we get you a starter while you're waiting and someone will come out? It was nothing. And so I just left. I was like, I have to go. So then I went and found some other restaurant that was like a I think it was more like Hungarian or something, or Eastern European kind of thing. Same thing happened. I sat in. They just they were short staffed, and my patience was wearing thin now because I'm getting really hungry. And so I ended up going to 7-Eleven and getting a fucking wrap because I was so hungry. I'd gone from, I'm in Melbourne, the heart of fine dining, to getting a wrap from 7-Eleven because I went to 2 fucking restaurants and couldn't get served within 15 minutes. Is that on me?
No.
I didn't think so either. Just give me a starter. Just give me a fucking some sauerkraut.
I think there's a little bit on you, which is I think you've reacted in the worst possible way once you've had those 2 rebukes.
I was so hungry.
Yeah,
I wasn't going to try a third place, and I was starving.
I know, but there are better options than a 7-Eleven.
It was the
wrap.
closest one. Well, where am I going to go though? I couldn't risk going to McDonald's or something like
Mate,
that.
get a slice of Sal's Pizza or something. Like it's like on the street. If you're going to do something that's like street eat, like something simple, but it's still like nice.
And then the worst part was the friend. I'm staying with my friend in Yarraville, and he's an amazing cook, just a real kind of gourmet. And I got home, and he had made this incredible.
You're like, I'm full for my 7-Eleven wrap.
I've got salmonella.
It's fine. You got to eat digestives.
So last night after we finished, I did make the same mistake. I went home, and he had made a 3-course meal. It was like tuna mornay.
What's tuna mornay?
It's like
tuna casserole of some kind, right?
Yeah, but a kind of like
some
cold.
sort of cheese. Oh, cold.
Yeah, I think is that tuna mornay. Maybe it's not tuna mornay. Tuna. It's avocado, tuna, a bunch of things all mixed together. Seeded mustard on top, coriander, and then you get these deep fried rice paper rolls. So it comes out like a big papadum, and then you spoon the tuna onto that. It's delicious. It was amazing.
Oh, wow.
And then we went from that to we'd made a chicken and shiitake mushroom soup. Incredible. Dehydrated mushrooms, rehydrated, just so fleshy and delicious.
He said he got them off a woman down in Leongatha or something, didn't he?
And then finished on duck à l'orange.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This is just your friend.
This is my friend. And he's not a professional chef.
Was there a whole bunch of people there?
No, he did it just for me. And it was just like, this is amazing.
It's a 3-course meal.
But this is his
duck à l'orange.
Because I'd asked him what he'd done that day, and he said, I made dinner. I went to the markets, went to Footscray Market.
I mean, that is fun.
Yeah, and it is genuinely like how he likes to spend his day, is cooking and
it's
stuff.
Like go to a market, get some food.
But it made me realise, because I do all the cooking in our place, but I'm a fucking, I don't have 1/100th of the ability of him. Like his understanding, even his kitchen, he's got appliances I don't even recognise. And the way he was, shredding certain things and getting the juice of this thing and mixing it with that. And I'm like, it was like watching someone, because I'm not a musical either, but sometimes you'll just see someone, mixing a song on their computer and they're just like, how do you know how to do this?
Yeah.
It's like, how do you know that sound goes with that sound? And then if you layer like a beat over that it creates this feeling. It's like,
no, I know what you mean about because I can cook, but I can cook.
I can cook like an army chef.
Yeah, I can cook nice food, but if I've got a nice recipe, right?
Yeah.
I'm very good at following instructions in regard to those.
But do you have
things.
all the tricks, all the fancy thingamajiggies?
I don't have the fancy. Well, no, I don't have anything at the moment. So, but I have a Swiss Army knife, which I also don't have.
Oh my God.
But no, even I wouldn't have all the fancy things, but mostly I could do I have enough signature things that I was like, okay, I can cook a little bit, right? And I can follow an instruction very well. But I've never been one of those people who can cook to taste. Who can just sort of go, taste something, go, this needs that, or this needs that. I'd be like, I don't know. So I've never had, that's what you're saying, those people who can kind of just understand, you need this and you do this.
It's like surprise chef, right? They could open your fridge and go, you've got this, I'll just mix a bit of milk with this and blah, blah, blah. And then he had these other thing, I don't even know what it is, and he couldn't explain it to me. So he opened the fridge and a jar of milk crashed. And he's like, oh no. And so I was helping him clean it up.
He didn't cry, did he?
No. But there were these little balls, they looked like little, about the size of like a peppercorn, but they were white. And he's like, pick them up. I'm like, really? And I said, there's glass in. He's like, no, that we need those for flavor or something. So we had to pick up these little white balls. And then he went and rinsed them, to make sure there's no shards of glass on them, and then had to put them back into milk. Do you know what they were?
Is that like a tapioca or something? Is it like one of those bubble tea type?
No, it's
things?
not. That you don't eat them. They give flavor to milk, I think, or maybe they have to be stored in milk.
I mean, what are these?
I don't know. It was like
what are these milk
when
balls?
you watch
These
like a
magic milk
sci-fi
balls?
movie and they're drinking like green milk and eating like a alien steak or whatever. That's what I felt like. I was looking at.
Very futuristic.
Yeah, I was like, what is this? What is this food? And he has like a pantry filled with that kind of stuff. Where I'm like, and he's Vietnamese as well, so I'm sure there's some stuff that's just like
traditional
that I just don't.
It's
I
like
don't
very
recognize.
commonplace, but you just got
what a
stuff.
fucking how ignorant I sound. It's like alien food. It's like it's little things that look like pasta, but they're not pasta.
You won't believe it, Dale. They wrap the food up in some sort of soft bread.
But it was just like this miracle thing, and it was so funny too because it literally was they would fit in the palm of my hand. These little white ball things, but he was treating it as if it was fucking like unobtainium or something. It's like, no, we can't lose even one. Like you have to get around and pick them all up because they're either expensive or rare, or it takes a while for them to reach maturity or whatever the fuck it was.
Right.
It was very
like
mysterious.
alien eggs.
It felt like that.
Yeah.
There was some mystical quality to these eggs. I don't even know if they even made it into the meal we're having, or if this was prep for another meal he was going to make. But I got so kind of like, I felt very privileged, and I was giving him a lot of compliments, and I was just like, does this come about through, because he's obviously a foodie and, he has a wine collection, all that kind of stuff. But and this is not his profession. Like this is his hobby.
Yeah, it's hot. Yeah.
But that's a lot of work to be that good at cooking, right? Like he's invested a lot of time. He's bought all the appliances.
Yeah, but
he
also
goes to markets.
But we eat every day. It's not like it's a value. It's a hobby that value adds to something that you already do each day, right?
So. Yeah.
Like I mean, so you're spending people spend all sorts of money and time and whatever on their hobbies, regardless. Being good at cooking, because I mean, I'm sure. Like he doesn't cook like that all the time, but the skills that he has,
think he does.
But even the skills he has from cooking like that all the time, you'd be able to practically, he'd be able to make you something good in half an hour as well.
He came to stay with Gemma and I about a month ago, and he stayed up for about 4 or 5 days. We were working together on a project, and it would get to lunchtime, and ordinarily, I'll whip up a salad, or we might just go down the road and buy something. But he would always make lunch, and it was always like gourmet.
But how long would he take to make lunch?
Like half an hour.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You could, if you've got the broader skills that from your day of cooking on a Saturday to make a meal, that then raises your level of aptitude to just whip up a snack in 30 minutes, I think.
And I think also too, he enjoyed the challenge, much like MacGyver, of what have they got in this kitchen, and how can I make something that's still of a high standard with the limited tools at my disposal. And at one point, he was sautéing onions or something like that, and I didn't have the right fish sauce or the right whatever, and so he got Vegemite, and he sautéed with Vegemite. You ever seen that done before? Oh my God, so brilliant, eye-opening. It's like, oh yeah, I guess Vegemite's pretty much like solid soy sauce.
Well, it's yeast and salt flavour. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's the perfect thing to cook with.
Amy, I keep turning around.
you made,
We're used
but
to this
also
miracle.
the funny thing is, you made fun of me of doing it because we swapped sides this week, and you made fun of me last time for doing that exact same thing. It just happens. But no, I think the best meal. I've got a theory that the best meals I don't know if you've ever had mates who are chefs, but the best meals from chefs are after a big night out, you get back to and the chef gets in the kitchen and just whips something up. The best things that have ever been cooked for me by a chef, because when they keep it simple, but they just do something that you think you'd be able to do, but they just are able to do it in a way that you're like, oh, yeah, I've never had just a bowl of mac cheese that tasted like this before.
What's the toasted cheese sandwich, right? That's the classic example. Is when you have a toasted cheese sandwich cooked by someone who knows what they're doing, it somehow tastes like the most incredible thing ever, which I still have not tried. Do you do that in the pan with the...
I do it in the pan, yeah.
And is it good?
Toasted cheese sandwich in the pan, with that bread. And the freezer bread's good for that. because you like butter the outside of the freezer bread. It keeps it kind of like
Yeah, so
when
it
it
still
cooks,
gets
it gets soft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched a video of Nick Revolt, who I think won MasterChef or something.
Yeah, he
or,
did. Yeah, MasterChef.
He talked about how to cook a steak, and like that's now how I cook steaks. The idea that you sort of sear it with some butter, and then you spoon the butter over the top, and then you flip it over and spoon the butter. I'm like, all right. I mean, that's not a complicated thing. It's a really simple thing of just put a bit of butter in with the meat, and suddenly you get this amazing flavor. And that's a thing. Like, I'm not musical in the sense that I don't just have an aptitude of, oh, that's a sound, I can recreate it. And I'm the same with flavors. Like, I don't instantly, apart from that fucking horrendous biscuit in which I could pick out.
Why is that so bad?
It's just everything about it was just horrible. But some people that can pick out, the coriander, there's a bit of coriander there, blah, blah, or touches of this or that. I don't have that sophisticated palate.
No, me neither. But you know what the other thing is? That a lot of like professional chefs don't, because often in these cooking competitions, particularly a televised one, they'll always do like a taste test will be part of the thing, and they'll blindfold them and like get them to identify. And actually, even professional chefs, a lot of them have, if they can't see the food, have a very hard time identifying what those things are.
Well, that actually makes me feel less bad. Let's get to some mail.
Yes.
Okay, so this is from Jeremy. Hi, gents. Long-time listener. I used to mow the lawn by teeing up an episode of TOFOP and walking the room. It was the perfect amount of time to get everything done.
Okay.
Anyway, I digress. My question. Many years ago, I bought one of your T-shirts. It's coloured brown and it has "G'day Teabaggers" across the top with a picture of you guys smoking blunts in a teacup. Of course, the smoke rises into a misty outline of the Batman symbol. Fuck.
Wow.
What a time
Blast from the
capsule
past.
of what this show used to be. I want to wear it more. I like the T-shirt. However, the term teabagger has become quite prevalent now, and in certain settings. I pause and I think, do I want the under-11 soccer community to think that I'm part of some bizarre teabagging club?
Probably not.
Or if I'm having a beer at the pub, I think, do I want the blokes here to think I love resting my balls on things?
I mean, I think that's more fun. I don't know if the kids' soccer is like,
Well, yeah. So I'm torn between wearing your garment and thinking about what other people think. So what should I do? Or should I just get over myself? Thanks, Jez. That teabag thing, because teabagger, the way it should be spelt is just capital T bagger. It's not TEA bagger. But I believe that T-shirt is TEA bagger. So I think you could wear teabagger like that and people would get that you're not talking about either a sexual act or a conservative movement in the United States. But that's where the confusion is. But I think anyone would look at it and realize it's like a satire. It's a joke. It's you got two guys sitting in a giant teacup. No one is going to accuse you, although two guys naked.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, and the weed smoking bit of it, more socially acceptable, particularly in the United States of America at the moment, but like even more in Australia, like I think worldwide. So that part of it, and look, people are more open sexually, right? Like I think we live in a less shamey, judgy like society when it comes to what people's particular kinks are.
For sure.
So if you're willing to live with a little bit of like maybe confusion, like as in like people going, oh, I didn't realize that. If you're willing to live with the possibility that someone might, I don't think people are going to be offended, but I do think that there might be like, do you lean into the mystery? Do you just like, oh, well, I didn't realize.
But if you think about like all those heavy metal T-shirts and stuff, and they have like demonic, sometimes sexualized imagery, and I don't think anyone looks twice at those. Or even like a Mambo. Remember Poo Shooter on the Mambo T-shirt?
Yeah, I mean, that's right. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think you can
wear what you want.
Wear what you want, but is there some possibility that could be misconstrued? Like if there were two people on the T-shirt and one of them was like, I don't know, sucking on a chicken's head, and it was like, "G'day, cocksuckers," like then like. Do you know what I mean? Like it's still...
Foz, I'm speaking directly to you right now. Do not make that the artwork for this episode.
G'day, cocksuckers.
Don't,
and
please.
It's like
Foz, we're still trying to get a sponsor.
Sucking on a chicken. Like, so it's clear that we're talking about the chicken, but I reckon there'd be some possibility that people would...
It's like when I was at primary school.
Misconstrue that.
When we were in year 6, we used to have this fair, like this fundraising fair for charity every year. And so they'd all be all different sort of things that kids have to, some kids would be running the three-legged race, some kids would be running the stall, some kids would be running the dunking station. And me and my friend got to run the radio show, which is, we basically had control of the PA. And so we got to play music and make announcements about, what's going on. And we were like, can we name the radio station? The teacher was like, yeah. And we're like, oh, cool, we're going to call it 69 FM. And we thought like that we were being...
Good fun stuff.
Yeah, we just thought that there's no way the teachers are going to know what that
Yeah, the teachers.
Yeah.
They won't get it.
They won't get it. 69 FM.
Yeah. Which also, ironically, is just like a terrible position to do radio in. Like,
This is from Christy. She wants to talk about white dog poo.
Okay.
In a recent
It's
episode...
cut through, by the way, white dog poo, feels like.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's been a bit of correspondence around white dog poo.
Oh, right,
Like,
yeah,
of all the topics we've talked about, white dog poo seems to have...
It's
got
captured
some
people's
momentum.
imagination.
Yep.
In a recent episode, another listener reported having seen white dog poo and you mused on whether it was becoming trendy again. And Will pointed out that dogs still eat bones. I think we may start seeing more white dog poo again soon because of the trend away from kibble and towards homemade, particularly raw dog food. Feeding bones is a big part of a biologically appropriate raw food diet known as BARF. I don't know if she's joking, or if that's actually a...
Raw food? Yeah, I mean...
No, the biologically appropriate raw food, BARF.
Yeah, barf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every dog is different in how much bone they can digest, and it took me a while to work out how much was right. For our dog, the white poo was obviously a super helpful indicator that I had fed it too much. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that. Rosebud's still too young for bones. She's got like little, she's eating, we got her an antler to chew the other day. They sell antlers at the pet store.
Yes.
And hooves. Hooves filled with some kind of gunk. They fill it with like dog gunk. I mean, like food gunk.
Yeah. I mean, you can just get the hooves without the gunk as well as they get older. Good for their teeth and stuff.
Did they swallow it though?
The
like
hooves.
the hooves, or is it just a chew?
Well, the hooves are a chew.
Okay, they're just a chew, but
Yeah.
they're not eaty chew.
No. I mean, but you can feel them. You can use them as kind of like
peanut
cups.
butter.
Yeah, or like whatever.
Well, not cups for you.
Me?
You're not drinking out of
Out of
hooves.
hooves. Yeah, that's what
It's like, I mean, I know Will doesn't have a place to stay at the moment, but like, can we at
I've
least
seen him drinking out of some hooves?
can we at least buy him some mugs or
Yeah.
something? This is from Jen. She wants to talk about slip, slop, slap, rap.
Yeah.
I just have to say, I'm so glad that Paul wrote in to mention slip, slop, slap, rap, because I'd spent a week or so thinking I completely imagined a bunch of kids in speed dealer sunglasses rapping about sun safety. So unless Paul and I have somehow fallen into some virtual folie adieu.
Filet.
Adieu. It's a bit fancy for our bloody taste here, Jen. My sense of mental peace is somewhat restored. Like Michael Flatley, being Lord of the Horizontal Dance,
Yes.
never has anything been so thoroughly scrubbed from the internet's existence. Yeah, that's right. We couldn't find any evidence of that. And lastly, rather appropriately,
Last but not least.
is a letter from someone who just calls themselves W.
Okay. Is it me?
Subject line, Amy.
All right.
Whoa.
Moosh threw a lot of love to Amy. And it
Moose.
got me thinking.
Oh, hang on. Oh, Moose previously.
Yes.
Okay.
Does Amy have any podcast or other ventures outside of TOFOP that we can listen
Oh,
to?
that's very nice.
If not, can we get a 2 guys 1 cup with friends? I think Amy may have some unique perspectives to share about the footy. So,
Yeah.
Amy, sadly, this is your final episode
Yes.
with us. So why don't you take the floor and tell us, do you have any other things you've been working on or things that you can direct
I
people towards?
really don't. Which is, I'm a podcast producer.
Well, that's a bit of
It's a bit
anticlimactic
anticlimactic. I'm a
ending.
podcast producer. I'm not a podcast host.
What are you producing, Amy? Is there something else you're going to be producing after you finish up with us that you can tell us about?
Nothing yet. I'm producing a Europe trip for myself.
Ooh la la.
Yeah. Folie de jeu.
Whatever that word was.
Duck
Yeah,
au
I'll go
orange.
see Joke on Folie à Dieu.
Yeah.
That's on the list.
Ah.
No, but
Where are you headed? Can
in
you-
Europe, I'm
Yeah.
going all over. I'm going to hit Edinburgh Fringe. I'm going to London. I'm going to Dublin. I'm going to a music festival in Oslo. Yeah,
Oh,
I
cool.
know.
What's the music
It's
festival in
called
Oslo,
Oya
Amy?
Festivalen, and basically it's just my dream lineup of people. I'm going for one day of like a week-long festival, and it's like Janelle Monáe, Jessie Ware, Georgia Smith, Andre 3000 is going to be there playing his flute.
Playing his flute?
The national
Oh my God.
people. It's a
Wow.
packed lineup. Oh,
Okay.
Ray.
Oh, that
she's in
sounds
there
like a
as
good
well.
lineup.
Yeah.
200 Australian
Yes,
dollars.
all right.
It's sick. And this place is like 15 minutes from the CBD. Australia could never.
Wow. Okay.
And then
that
all
sounds
sorts of
exciting.
places. My mum's going to come and
Yeah.
meet me in Europe. She hasn't been overseas in about 20 years, which is very exciting. And
Oh,
then
wow.
I'm meeting up some
Oh, man.
friends
Okay, all
with some
right.
friends in Spain for my friend's 30th. We're doing 2 weeks in Spain with a few of us, which is very exciting. But maybe, hopefully, I'll be back
well,
soon.
Wow.
But Mike will be back on deck for the next one.
Doesn't sound like it. Sounds like you're going off to have a good old time without us. That's what I've heard.
Well, I can
Well, if anyone,
I can always radio in
if
for
anyone's
a
earned a
young
break,
person's perspective.
Oh yeah,
Oh, no.
that's good. Yes, we'll definitely need to keep hitting you up to have things like S tier explained to us.
I mean, this may sound like a threat, but once part of the TOFOP family,
Yeah.
always
Oh,
part
yeah,
of the
that's right,
TOFOP
yeah, yeah.
family.
I've come to learn that everyone is
You'll
always on
You'll
call.
be back.
Yes. Yeah, we have your
Yeah.
details now, unfortunately. But in all seriousness, thank you
Yes,
so
thank
much
you
it's
so much,
been
Amy.
for the
bloody
last 6
wonderful.
months. You've got thrown in the deep end. We
Yes.
understand that we make the most niche podcast on the face of the planet, but the way you have accepted our strange inquiries, you have gone along with our crazy ideas, you've worked around our unreliability to attend meetings.
And our demanding
Yeah.
other schedules.
But it's been an absolute pleasure.
wonderful.
The only regret is that I couldn't come up with a nickname that stuck. But maybe you should just always
Yeah,
just
maybe.
be Amy,
Yeah.
and I should probably stop trying to force nicknames onto people.
But also,
Yeah. I mean,
for
you go
Two
with a
Guys
go,
One
mate.
Cup, I'm not sure what perspective I can offer. Just an outsider's perspective, I guess. I've been to 3 AFL games in my life, and one of them was this year.
I mean, that
Okay.
is a
Yeah.
unique perspective.
Well,
if
that's a
ever
unique
I've heard one.
perspective.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's been an absolute pleasure. Have a
Yes,
great
thank you,
trip,
Amy.
and we will definitely call on you at some point to give us your youthful to explain some TikTok trends to us.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so that is TOFOP for this week. Remember, the best way to support the show is at patreon.com/everyonerelax. Heaps of great bonus content there. Full videos of TOFOP and other shows. Will tour.
Comedy.com.au, Queensland probably is about the only place that it'll be left on sale by the time people are hearing this. So come and see me in Lake Caloundra and Noosa and Cairns. But yeah, Queensland dates still to come, comedy.com.au.
I'm Charlie Clausen.
I'm Will Anderson.
I'm a fucking human being!